day today. Coming to you with a really quick video as I'm heading down to the Wealth Dynamics headquarters to start my day. I want to ask you the question, do you think that you should save money for your child's college education? If you have kids, even if you have grandkids, should you be setting money aside for them to go to college? Now, my answer to this is no. I don't think you should. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't save money for your child's future. I'm saying you shouldn't save money for your child's college education specifically. So here's the deal. College is becoming more and more expensive. The annual inflation rate on college tuition is about 7%, which means if you plan on paying for your child's full college education and they've got, let's say 10 years, 12 years, 15 years to get there, chances are, with our current system, for them to go to a public in-state school, it's going to cost over $100,000. And that's on the low end. I've seen calculations as high as $250,000 for a child to go to a college in 10 to 15 years. So you need to look at, is it actually worth them doing at that point? I understand if they've got scholarships. I understand if they've got grants. I even understand if tuition is only $2,000 a semester. But guys, we're not talking about $2,000 a semester. We're talking about they're going to go to a building to sit in front of a teacher to learn something they're probably not going to remember or use because it's going to be outdated within 12 months of it being taught, to only have a 50% chance that they get a job in the industry they got their degree in. That's a broken system. So I would never save money specifically for college. That's why I recommend my clients don't use Coverdell education savings accounts or 529 plans, is it locks the money up so that it has to be used for college. So what do you do instead? Well, I believe you should save money up for your family's legacy and your future. Your kids are part of your legacy. Okay, I don't have kids yet, but I look at it that way. When I do have kids, I'm going to be looking at them as, man, this is a piece of me that's going to live on past me, and I want to make sure that I do a good job here. So I want to make sure that they have funding. The reason why is I don't believe that human beings should spend their lives serving the 40-year to life sentence, spending 40 to 60 hours a week trading their time for money just to live in fear and mediocrity. I don't think that's what it's about. So why would I want my kids to go through that? So I would say definitely save money for your kids, but I wouldn't lock it up for college. I would make it open-ended and I would keep control of it. Because if my child decides, hey, like me, I'm not going to go to college, I'm going to start a business, what if I can provide seed money to help them get started? Or what if they're like, hey, I want to just keep this money for retirement. I understand when I'm 45, 50 years old that I want to be financially independent, and I just want to let this money sit and chill and wait for that. Or maybe they're investment minded and they're 18 years old and they're like, hey, I know that I can qualify for investments now. I want to put my money into an investment that's going to pay me cash flow every month now. Like, who am I to say, oh no, sorry, Johnny, you can't, you have to go to college? That's a terrible way to parent. That's a terrible way to plan. So instead of using these Coverdell plans, the 529 plans, I want to introduce a concept to you called the Sacred Account Junior. The Sacred Account Junior. Okay, so it's a sacred account. If you guys have heard me talk about the sacred account, it is a sacred account set up. It's a high early cash value dividend paying whole life insurance policy. I know that's a mouthful. We just call it the sacred account. But the reason it's the Sacred Account Junior is you're allowed to open it for the benefit of your child and retain personal ownership of the account, which means that that money is for them, but you still control it. It isn't just college money. It can be used for college. It can be used for a vehicle. It can be used for a first home purchase. It can be used for a wedding. It can be used for investing. It can be used for retirement planning. Whatever they want to use that money for, it's up for grabs for that, but you're still the controlling person. You still have say over what they're going to access it for. So they can't just pull it out for anything, right? They've got to actually check with you and you make sure it's a good idea. Now, you are allowed to gift it to them at that point. Yep, it's theirs. They can control it. But if you want to retain ownership until you know they're ready and you have that money open-ended where, they have their options open now. They can use that money for just about anything. You can do that. And the money grows tax-free. And it's guaranteed against loss, and it's guaranteed to grow. On average, it performs at about a 4 to 6% gross annual dividends. If they upgrade it as they get older into their own account, that can get up to 6 to 8% tax-free, guaranteed against loss. So I want you to ask yourself, that 529 plan you've been using, or that Coverdell you've been using, or those savings bonds you've been using, or the CD you've got the money locked up in, or the savings account you've got the money locked up in, is that growing enough? Is it guaranteed not to lose? Is it tax-free? Is it something that you can retain ownership of for the benefit of your child? Or is it just something that you did because you thought that was the best resource out there, and if something better existed, you'd be open to look at it? That's the question. So if you're watching this tonight, I don't expect you to be like, hey, that's an awesome live stream this guy did. I'm going to buy a Sacred Account Junior on the internet, on Facebook, and not know anything about it. I know you want more information. So I'm actually hosting a free course tonight at 6 p.m. Alaska time. It says 7. That's going to be changed. It's 6 p.m. Alaska time. Again, 6 p.m. Alaska time. That's going to be 9 p.m. Central time. And I'm going to educate on college saving, investment saving, putting money away for your child's future, and the different types of accounts you can use. Okay? So that's what I have for you today. I wanted to share that. If you would like to register, the webinar is free. Okay, nothing's for sale on it. It's just education. The webinar is totally free. And I want to give you the value and the education on where should I put money that I'm saving for my child, and how do I structure it correctly to achieve the outcomes I'm trying to achieve with it for them and their future. So again, that's 6 p.m. Alaska time tonight, 9 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune in. You can click the link in the comments. Until then, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.